name SC, okay?
Why would I say anything different, SC? Speaking of SC was part of the greatest week professional wrestling industry.
Yeah.
Of course, as we're coming off WrestleMania week, stories were finished. As of course, Mark Briscoe claimed the gold 11 years to the day that his brother Jay, now new Ring of Honor World Champion, Afida remains unopposed. Bloodsport learned exactly once again who Masha Slamovich is. Billy Starks with the greatest fake out ever. Mariah May, the luckiest woman ever, it seems, between two teachers, one former and one current. And so much more happened as we also saw that Cody Rhodes finally finished his story. But we're also coming off the eve of one of the most unique AEW Dynamites we've seen. So this and so much more we're going to discuss as we come together impromptu once again. Maybe for a chat, maybe for a podcast. Who the hell knows how long this may go, how deep we're going to go. As we look back and look ahead and maybe reflect on all things wrestling. Let's freaking do this, family. Hello, once again, everybody. Welcome once again to another AEW Impromptu. You know what this is, for I'm the Simple Man, the Simple Brand, the voice of JMN, forever grateful professional wrestling, and it's known as that across the board now. Damn it. And my name is Noah Foster with the KNG King, my all-elite brother since day zero, King Anthony Michael, and Indie Darling, Indie Queen, Indie Correspondent, fulfilling her dreams, SC. Cheers to you, my friend. So, people, we're removed finally from WrestleMania week and the most unique Dynamite we've seen in a while. What do you want to talk about?
We're going to start off with the elephant in the room as of now, the CM Punk footage.
Go ahead, SC. Let's talk about it.
So they did show the few footage today on AEW, which, if you guys saw CM Punk's interview with Ariel Helwani a couple days ago during Mania weekend, that is exactly what he said. However, he said choke, but in the footage he said punt. In the footage, he struck Jack Perry. Like, how I'm going to say this, like, both CM Punk and AEW are in a row. CM Punk, yeah, he should know the rules. You do not fight with the coworkers and all that. Yeah. On AEW's end, they really need to move on. Because the thing is, CM Punk has already moved on. He's already with WWE. He already admitted what he said. And now with AEW, look what happened. They bury themselves. I'm sorry to say it is true. They bury themselves for actually doing this. And, you know, even though they hopefully they better move on. No, they're not going to move on because they're going to continue on to being petty as fuck, continue to take shots at AEW. I mean, the promo from Will Ospreay explains it all. And I just wish AEW, they really need to freaking focus on the company instead of being petty as hell, because at the end of the day, it's not a really good look for the company. Let alone the fact that we are removed from WrestleMania weekend, which WrestleMania weekend is like a pivotal point for wrestling company, not just one company, but all companies itself.
Yeah, right. Across the board.
Preach.
Okay, I'm very opening with AEW in general, though, even though I'm still disappointed to see CM Punk, but AEW, like, sheesh. Not a good look for them.
I knew. King, anything further to add on this little segment?
I ain't got nothing. I don't. I am shut my mouth. You see this? I'm still rocking, but as far as this, I'm silent. And this is the first time you've seen King silent on a Young Bucks anything. I'm silent.
And I'm gonna make it clear, I'm not speaking. I'm speaking both as a fan, but also someone who's working behind the scene in a wrestling business.
Right.
Right.
AEW is doing not a good look.
No, I agree. Simply put, simple as this. Just move forward. You're talking about restore the feeling. You remember what brought us together to these letters. You remember what kept us through the pandemic, through these letters. You remember what keeps us going towards these three letters. Tonight, though, you took a huge effing... Oh, fuck it, I'm not monetized. Oh. You took a huge fucking deficit in the opposite way. Big L, to say the least. It's SC. And it's one of those things where, again, you look, I understand using, story, using history, using activities towards maybe selling something. This is not the way nor the thing you use to sell something as important as your first AEW April-based pay-per-view. This was way out of line, and I pray to God that AEW does not get fucked over by the actions that we saw tonight in that segment, in the choice of doing that segment.
Exactly. Now it's gonna be the most talked about all week, coming off from WrestleMania, though.
Well, why don't we go ahead, since we talked about the thing that I know probably made us went, oh shit, the most. And by the way, Will Ospreay, damn, as far as I know, AEW does not have a Blue Jew endorsement, but Jesus, bruv, calm the fuck down.
I'm gonna add that. I know Drew McIntyre is gonna have a field day making a script about not just him, but also CM Punk about it.
And social media chosen star of the year, Chelsea Green got robbed. Courtesy of the WWE Universe. I said what I said. Courtesy of the WWE Universe at the Slammies, which are always rigged, in my opinion. All right.
Right.
Well, that being said, let's move on to some more important stuff. First off, SC, welcome back from Philly safely.
Thank you.
How was your overall WrestleMania week experience?
It was a really fun weekend. This is my second Mania weekend, and I was having a blast. Went to my first Tokyo Joshi Pro, finally seeing Maki Ito and Maya Yamashita.
Yeah, Yamashita, you got it.
Aja Kong, of course. And
yes, the legend.
You have a surprise appearance, of course, none other than the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Athena, who has actually accompanied Billy Starks into one of her match.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Again, all the companies collaborating in the name of bringing the brightest light to, what's the word I'm looking for? The two words. Oh, yeah. Professional wrestling, damn it!
That's right. It's not wrestling shows, but also concerts and events like WaleMania too. Like WaleMania, like I said, hip hop and wrestling. For hip hop aspect, you got Armani One, known for that very social media song, Billie Eilish, to Freeway, to Benny Seagal, of course, and then other rappers as well too that I kind of don't follow her up. And of course, Wale himself, his sister, who also sang the feature song "Bad," and it was an amazing time. But then with the wrestling aspect, you have WWE stars, AEW stars, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and TNA Wrestling, and it pretty much is like WaleMania is actually a solidifical point of what does it mean to have a collective in wrestling itself too.
Absolutely. I mean,
I
again,
always want to go to WaleMania.
Got the Hall of Fame, which is actually called the Special Guest of Honor. He has his flowers, but technically the WaleMania Hall of Fame.
The WaleMania Hall of Fame. Okay,
yeah.
Different one.
Yes, and then you have is Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, of course. They were in a promo battle, still building up to the match at Stand and Deliver. So it was still, I was like, yep, the story continue after Stand and Deliver. There you go, the final build before Stand and Deliver.
And they had to get one more angle in there.
If what's funny enough, you have Big E was trying to intervene, and he did his "Don't you dare be sour" and all that stuff. Then Trick and Mello was about to brawl out, and Tasha Steele, which she was Carmelo Hayes' old tag team partner in the Indies called Culture Season, she was trying to get involved too, but they actually trying to broke her off.
This ain't your company doing. You're with TNA. This is WWE stuff.
It's a promotional warfare.
I mean, her former tag team partner.
Well, I mean, you know, Natasha Steele, Carol Hogan, they were the fire and the flavor. After striking out against the Juggernaut.
Both of them and Diamante, they were having like a little dance session on stage.
Yeah, I seen your clips.
And Faye Jackson did join in as well. It's like, see, this is what companies bring you all together for.
And that's what wrestling is supposed to be about at the end of the day. Enjoying. It's the escape from reality. It is that joy that we love, that passion that we share, that engagement we are enthralled with. And by the way, Big Swole, Killer Kelly, yeah, that matchup don't work with me. Jody Fred and
Big Swole knows how to rap well.
I was going to bring that up, but good thing you brought it up.
Killer Kelly looked confused, but she was still having a good time as always. So good for her.
Yeah.
What? I'm just saying.
Nothing. You brought it up, not us.
I mean, you know,
and it was facing R-Truth performing his song, that was like, wow.
That's probably the most normal
out
R-Truth
of bars. And he cussed
the
too.
man that lost his damn brain.
And he cussed too.
Of course. All right. So let's go ahead.
They presented WaleMania with the Def Jam champion. Says now Wale is signed with Def Jam.
Def Jam Records?
Nice.
Speaking of which, and I got some tea. So, Meek Mill did the cold opening intro for WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, right?
Correct.
Meek Mill and Wale had a Twitter beef.
Oh, God.
Yes, they did. I remember.
Yep. I was like, what a coincidence. They're having a beef during Mania weekend. How coincidence.
And you would think they'd be under the same record label under Rick Ross, and this ain't the first time that them two have gotten into Twitter beef before. But it's coincidental that these two are beefing at WrestleMania weekend. Like,
the whole world will take notice.
And Wale has done WaleMania for 8 years straight.
Good luck to him.
I need to go to one.
It sounds like it's right up your alley.
Fun.
It is.
And sponsored by The Rock's energy drink Zoya.
Oh, I love the energy drink. Final boss.
I know. I made a satire video on my Instagram that blew up big time, using the weird big chopping a dry throat when he looks at me and I look at him. Right now, because I edited it yesterday and my friend saw it while I was before Tokyo Drift Pro. Hold on, let me go on and play that.
Oh God, that's good. Good grief.
Let's see with the goods.
From Mania week party, folks.
But he looks at me and I look at him.
And I look at here we go.
That was the final boss. I love it.
Oh God, I can't. I'm gonna freaking spit on my trick if I do it.
Yeah, do it.
Oh God.
It blew up. It hit over 12, almost 12.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh, you're brilliant, SC.
I had to do it. I just in spirit of
You had the moment. Why not? It's WrestleMania. Why not have your moment?
Also, it was great, ran into Powerhouse Hobbs because he remember. I was like, oh shit, he remembered me. Him and his wife was there though, so it was great catching up with him. And of course, I did hang out with Nasty Leroy, which is very known in pretty much in the indies. Mainly, he was in AEW during the pandemic in the audience.
Oh, okay.
Because he's part of the Nightmare Factory student. He's still training there.
Of course, Cody Rhodes still doing the Nightmare Factory. So you engaged in WaleMania. You created virtual moments, viral moments far greater than Grayson Waller ever could. That freaking obnoxious Aussie. You went to so much in the GCW collected. What did you do WWE based? You went to Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor or any other shows at all?
Yes, even though my phone died during Dalton Castle and Johnny T's match, I didn't get nor the video of Mark Briscoe winning the title. It's all good, but the memory lives on. At least I got my picture proof. Yeah, and I didn't go to GCW for the culture because both my power battery bank died and all that. So I'm like, whatever.
Damn, you killed everything.
Dang, girl.
Yeah, it's all good.
Like a third battery.
Yeah, I've been gone for pretty much the whole day. At least I got enough to charge up. And then, of course, went to NXT Stand and Deliver.
Where you whooped that trick.
Whoop that trick. Yeah.
What?
Whoop. Yeah, and then, of course, and I did a smart way by going to a watch party at a bar that is 3 blocks away. It was a bar and casino and hotel.
You're brilliant.
Safely. Yes, because Philadelphia, cold as shit out there.
I heard it was super
Michael Cole was Michael Cole being meteorologist.
$100 a ticket to sit in the nosebleed. I would freeze the fuck out and I would be sick. Especially I'm from the West. So I made a smart way to watch the watch party. Shout out to the Jobber Cheer podcast for hosting the WrestleMania watch party. Much appreciated so much. Y'all are amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I did watch it with Nasty Leroy Jenkins and my friend Vaughn, who is also a wrestling content creator, mainly on the TikTok space and Twitter. But also she works for Defy Wrestling, but she did work for the GCW Collective in the production side.
Oh, Okay.
Nice.
So I got some connection about if I'm ever in the Seattle area, she'll take me to Defy Wrestling and other indie shows in
And
Washington.
maybe you'll see Kenta or Burt Vixen defend their Defy championships in collaboration with either West Coast Wrestling or Progress Wrestling, since we know
Or
that
DPW.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It's
Let's go.
what Prestige and DPW are in the collaboration.
I'm sorry. The DPW Prestige botch. I'm tired. I literally, you were there.
Well, from Mania weekend though.
Well, I mean, Cindy, you were there. I did all this as my simple agenda, and I still have to call Battle of the Belts and Collision this Saturday. So you hear my voice. I'm the one that called the freaking finish to the story, and somehow still can talk.
I mean, I freaking screamed so much. And then Sunday, I
heard what I said, so.
The world, which was fun though. I did my WWE entrance. Watch, I'll post a video tomorrow-ish or maybe.
So you did the WWE World Experience at all?
I think I seen it. Did you do a Chelsea Green entrance? Am I correct? I seen it. I was like, look at SCB and Chelsea Green for the day.
Yep, I did. And then I visited Cool Exploration, all that, and then of course went to the WWE Superstore, got some merch. I'm gonna say this: last year's Superstore is way better than this year. I'm just saying.
Was it
LA, Philly, makes sense.
Yeah, all that, and then I, of course, went to the watch party with my friend, of course, and it was a lot of fun. And I got my reaction of Cody winning the title, and especially confronted my friend because he's a Roman Reigns fan. He's a Bloodline fan.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. Yes.
Don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little more about these shows.
Monday Night Raw, Mania, of course.
Well, I'm about to say, yeah. Did you attend Raw?
Did you attend? Yeah, I'm about to say you did, didn't you?
That's right. And I must say, it was the better Monday Night Raw I ever attended than 2018 with the broken promise bullshit. That was the best Monday Night Raw ever. I know a lot of people have been crapping on it because of the promos and all that. It was a better Raw after Mania than
it
last.
Was more unpredictable because we only knew one damn match.
Yeah,
it was better than last year because last year was just absolutely dog shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And of course, the main event match was a fatal 4-way to determine who's going to be the #1 contender for the world champion against Damian Priest. And I must say, Priest as a champion, chef's kiss.
About to say, that was a moment.
He finally woke up.
He found. Rhea told him, "Pick your moment, make your moment." He found it thanks to CM Punk on the grandest stage of them all.
And it looks like, Judgment Day are not going to break up anytime soon.
No, it looks like they're stronger than
we
ever.
Still got that R-Truth moment, of course. Which kudos
because R-Truth thinks he's still in Judgment Day.
Yeah, which R-Truth, kudos for him having his WrestleMania moment, winning the tag titles with the Miz as babyface for the first time in years.
R-Truth still breaks reality worse than Toru Yano, but that's a conversation for another day. I'm just saying that for the record.
Dang, you go compare him to Toru? Dang.
And of course, we have the draft that's been announced in 3 weeks, so a lot of landscape is happening in wrestling.
Right.
And also, the promo with The Rock and Cody Rhodes is back to 10 years ago. Cody Rhodes with the mustache.
Yeah, because
break my heart again.
And then a few years later, The Rock asked Cody to hold it, which I was excited seeing The Rock for the first time in my life. Like,
you witnessed the final boss.
I know. And he called me trailer park trash.
Y'all broke the largest gathering of trailer park trash.
He said the F word twice.
You know The Rock don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I know there was a lot of boos, and I have the boos and assholes recorded. Like, hold on.
I'm glad you got it to see it live. I just wish USA will stop censoring it.
Well, I know. Even Triple H ushers in a new era, and we're professional wrestling finally in WWE. USA still has to freaking work with the fucking FCC.
Exactly. Hold on, I got the.
I just can't wait until they move to Netflix.
That's how loud calling The Rock asshole. And here we go.
Yeah. That's what.
That's how loud Monday Night Raw is.
Again, TV does not do live reaction justice, and neither does Peacock. But that being said, why don't we go ahead and talk about some of this stuff? Again, Shayna Baszler Y'all know who the fuck she is once again, or remember who the fuck she was. She smashed Monteslavovich into a freaking ref stoppage. And of course, Speedball Mike Billy, once again involved in Bloodsport. You've met him play at times. He lost to Nick Neville making his Bloodsport debut. Of course, I watched TNA. We saw the generational battle, the last battle with Machine Guns, who did not show up, by the way, at WrestleMania, but are now both free agents. We see now the tease of the Forbidden Door with Stardom involved in AEW as Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa are having a custody battle, it sounds like, over Mariah May. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, Friday, we saw Ring of Honor. And again, you were there. Billy Starks with the fake out of the century became the first Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion. Stardom reminded exactly what women's professional wrestling is when showing the brightest light with the best showcase.
And of course, you have like Mariah May congratulating them.
Yeah, well, again, Club Venus forever. I mean, again, it might be Empress Nexus Venus, but it's Club Venus forever. Zaya Brookside, Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa, Wakata Sugiyama. I'm just saying. I watch Stardom, so you know me. And of course, Lee Johnson called his biggest shot. Sleeper match of the night, like you said, came against Kyle Fletcher, the Proto Star. That was a great match.
Fletcher's haircut, by the way.
That the whole Bush thing. Can't get behind it, SC.
It looks like frosted tip Michael Cole hair.
Without the bald spot. And I'm just saying. And of course, Athena. Okay, seriously. Let's just put it out there. Sheeta couldn't be Athena. Who the fuck is Athena?
I give up.
I think the final boss for this whole thing, when she's back, it's gonna be Britt Baker, because Britt Baker is the Ring of Honor homegrown talent.
So you think Britt's gonna be the one to dethrone Athena?
Either Britt or Deanna.
Ooh,
that's a fair shout out.
Because Deanna was a former Ring of Honor women's. That's correct.
Yes.
He lost it to Mercedes Martinez, who of course Athena beat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of beat, talk about the first moment, the first person to finish their story.
Yeah,
that's
the good ass match, very emotional. I'm glad Mark came out to the Briscoes indie entrance. Give it back.
That took me back. That took me back. Leonard Skinner.
Took
me back. At GCW.
Yeah, well, again, the Briscoes, they weren't just defined in Ring of Honor for freaking
GCW too.
Champions. They were defined back of the Indies, and as Mark Briscoe said, being the younger brother, when he first arrived in Ring of Honor in Philly, Jay could wrestle, but he could not because he was too young.
He was only, 16, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Speaking of Philly, the land of extreme, the same night, of course, that night, we also saw the Hall of Fame inducted, headlined by the innovator of ECW himself, Paul Heyman.
I had to visit the 23 arena, but not the graffiti, because the mirror graffiti is inside the men's bathroom, and that arena is closed.
Well, I guess, you know.
It's okay. 23 arena, and then they say ECW arena outside. That's better.
Yeah, well, Paul Heyman reminded people exactly where the ECW arena was in a masterclass promo Hall of Fame induction speech. Of course, we also had Bull Nakano. We had Muhammad Ali, honored by his wife, presenting Rock with the literal physical representation of People's Championship. That's a hell of a bill.
1 second. I got it. 23 arena.
ECW.
Oh, there you go.
ECW.
Just me and
Easy dub. Say those letters loud and proud. You weren't there for the Hall of Fame, were you?
No, because I was at Supercard.
Because the same night.
That's what I say.
At least I met one of the Hall of Famers this year that got inducted.
Right, and then of course we had the U.S. Express. We had Thunderbolt Passing, Take Us to Church, and of course we closed things out with The Rock inducting who somebody you were very, very proud to finally see getting her flowers, long fucking overdue. His grandma, basically.
In women's wrestling, one of the greatest bookers.
And now Ava Raine is following those steps, The Rock's daughter, who's booking, of course, your NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So before we move into Saturday, Cindy, what was your Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor experience like, and what's your takeaways for this year's class? Apparently, as Paul Heyman, almost said the wrong Paul, talked about, this is the first Triple H decided Hall of Fame class, and Paul Heyman was his first guy. What was your thoughts on the entire Friday WrestleMania experience?
I must say this year's Hall of Fame class has been one of the strongest Hall of Fame class in a very long time, because all those Hall of Famers are icons in wrestling. Not the current, but the most current one would be Paul Heyman. And even though he cultivated ECW in like the 90s itself, that brought in more lineage to it. And especially like you have other Hall of Famers like Bull Nakano, very well known in Japan, like in the 80s to 90s too. Leah Montevilla, who is like one of the trailblazers for women's wrestling, especially being a booker for like in the golden age of wrestling too. Thunderbolt Patterson, even though Thunderbolt Patterson believed about the business, but he was being accused for doing something he was even like accused of, because he was doing the right thing, especially protecting like, you know, the workers, but also the people of colors too.
Amen.
That's it. Seriously, U.S. Express brought in the lineage in the tag league before the whole gimmick thing, especially when it comes to IRS too, and especially like, more of it. And even though they're going through a lot with like the loss of Bray Wyatt last year, their son slash nephew, at least the U.S. Express deserved the flowers that they definitely needed, though, and at least like, IRS is now officially in the Hall of Fame, but just as a tag team son, I think it will keep it that way as well. Muhammad Ali, right choice, because like he did start out in one of the WrestleManias, of course, as in a celebrity. First one. Oh, long overdue, well deserved for it too. And so that is like the very strongest class of the WWE Hall of Fame we had in a very long time. Hopefully WWE can continue on to do so, instead of like bringing in like Hall of Famers that are like still current per se, like the Bella twins. I'm sorry to say it, to even like even though Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer, but I feel like it was like too soon for him to be inducted. But that's just me.
And fair.
And what? Yeah. And now for Supercard of Honor, it has been a really solid Supercard of Honor. I really enjoy all these matches. Though the only match that I was even getting into would have to be, well, I hate to say it, would have to be the women's match between Athena versus Hikaru Shida. And I wish like they wouldn't have dropped the title to Athena, give it to Shida. But you know, I understand why they got to do it. You got to wait until either Britt or Deanna will be the one that's going to be dethroning Athena.
Yeah.
See, that was my thought too. I thought Shida was going to be the one to dethrone Athena, but
it's like
I was wrong.
That is like my issues when it comes to AEW, especially with Tony Khan as well too.
Yeah, well, again, hope of the women's division with how much, with the promo for Julia Hart, with the Will Nightingale Inception and the TBS, Pursuit and the TNT feud with House of Black. You had Monet interview. You had a good women's match. You had a women's segment prior to that, promoting the AEW Women's World Championship. Teased Deonna Purrazzo, Thunder Rosa, not done with each other by a long shot. You talked about, of course, what happened on Saturday with the Doctor and Yuka Saga. I'm tired. You talk about the Professor and Yuka Sakazaki, Trisadora, though 0 for 2. Damn. It feels like they're trying to bring more of that representation to the women's division. And I like seeing that. Hopefully it means a better direction. But as far as Ring of Honor goes, yeah, I didn't even think about the Ring of Honor OGs that are on AEW. And again, Diamond Breaker DMD, she's due for a return, but apparently she's not quite due yet back. I'm just going to say this, though. Bring back Reba. I miss Rebel. Come on.
Oh, so you finally admit that you miss Rebel, huh?
What are you talking about? I always liked Rebel. Anyway, It's like Jamie Hayter. I'm a hater. Of course, she's still injured. Anyway, that's kind of another day. King, your thoughts on the entire Friday night WrestleMania weekend experience, the Hall of Fame and the Supercard of Honor. Again, man, you define honor and support and love of honor like me and SC. You're the one that gives the virtual cards out every week. So go ahead and talk about the Supercard of Honor and your thoughts on the Hall of Fame before we move into Saturday.
Supercard of Honor, they always deliver, and it was no surprise here, especially, well, I will say this. What's up with the new boys? I'm not liking the new boys of Dalton Castle over there doing tope suicidas and flopping like fish. Like, we could get some new boys in there. Get them trained up. If you're going to do a tope suicida, at least do it correctly. Like, I'm just saying. But at least Dalton won. That's what all that counts.
Is it really a win? It's a fight without honor, and you have the boys take Taya away and just have a giant boy.
A giant boy or Paul Walter Hauser? Which one?
The T-shirt said TV versus cinema, or something like that. I guess they have been button heads, maybe on Giantless tie. I don't know what the thing was with that. It was weird.
But of course, we're all proud of Mark Briscoe. I'm proud of Mark Briscoe finally finishing. It was 11 years on that day that Jay Briscoe beat Kevin Steen for the Ring of Honor World Championship, and it was 11 years later on that same day that Mark Briscoe beat Eddie Kingston for that Ring of Honor World Championship, and we seen streamers flying and everything. That was a proud moment for me to see because Mark had his shot last year and came away to defeated in. Exactly. So to think 1 year later, came back. This time it was Eddie Kingston, and now he's finished his story. I'm very proud of Mark Briscoe, and I'm really interested to see where this reign goes as Ring of Honor World Champion. Kyle Fletcher and Lee Johnson, Big Shotty Lee, he called his shot. But with this momentum that Kyle Fletcher is on, who can really stop him? Oh, I can think of somebody. Ethan Page. He's probably waiting.
Good point.
But the Stardom show, the Stardom six woman tag, cleared.
Yes.
Had me on the edge of my seat. I was up for most of the match, and it made me say no to self. Watch more Stardom. But Supercard of Honor delivered for me. Hall of Fame, Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Heyman being Paul Heyman, unfiltered, uncensored, and raw as he can be.
When is Brett Everett less from that man?
But Billy Starks, though, with the dupe, she duped me. I really legitimately thought she was injured. And then she duped all of us, and I was like, oh, you should deserve an Emmy. You should deserve an Oscar for this one because you had us all fooled. And now look at her. She's the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. World Championship inaugural.
Yeah. She preyed on a moral choice by Queen Aminata and got the better of her and all of us. Hook, line, and sinker.
And now Athena's like, I'm your new mom. Let's go.
MIT still rules the Ring of Honor Women's Division.
Exactly. Like it's stronger than ever.
Yeah, right. I love how humble Bull Nakano's speech was. Mm-hmm. And again, you could just tell the joy exhibited, particularly by Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane's face, seeing that representation there, that honored. And boy, she's kept beautifully up the years, my word. And I see Medusa there. That just warmed me because, again, I watched the bout when they went back and fought at the Tokyo Dome.
I told them like their match on Monday Night Raw for the WWF Women's Title and also on SummerSlam. It's actually like my favorite, and I almost cried. Not gonna lie, to me, both Bull and Medusa, like straight up.
That's a moment, SC. You hold on for life. Simple as that. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's it all.
There you go. And again, Paul Heyman, the guy you never thought you would see, even in the business still to this day, failed 101 times, somehow got back the 102nd time, and has done more things possible than you would think somebody like him would be able to do. And still, he says he's not done. Will continue to disrupt more like he will do. And who knows what's next for him. But if anybody truly deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, and Triple H, Paul Levesque recognized that in the highest degree, it was definitely Paul Heyman. There would not be a better time to induct the innovator, the disruptor, the wise man, the advocate, the manager, the mind of this man than this year. Absolutely. This class right here felt like the most structured, organized, believable, respected, honored, properly selected class we have seen in a long time. Didn't even have the Warrior Award part of it. It didn't need it. Didn't have like a legacy wing with it either. It didn't need it. Each one of them symbolized and reflected so much towards where we are now in pro wrestling, in what was celebrated and ushered in with the new era at WrestleMania 40. It was practically flawless. I loved it.
Agree. And I'm going to say about the new era, we're now in the cinematic era.
Yeah, but also, Cindy, we're now officially in the professional wrestling era, brought to you by WWE. But that being said, before we get there, let's go ahead and talk about how NXT Stand and Delivered. Of course, NXT had their show Saturday morning at the Wells Fargo Center into the afternoon. It kicked off with, I guess Rich Holland is not quite done. Maybe that was a swerve without the salmon jacket.
It was a swerve because he has a match next week
Stop!
against LWO Joaquin Wild.
Okay, that's random. As of course, it looks like he maybe go coincide with Shawn Spears, but Joe Gacy turned everything upside down despite him being pre-match attacked. He got the dupe over the chairman. Then we go into the actual show. I could have sworn the Wolf Dogs were done here, but no, they dragged it out because, of course, WWE, damn it. And Axiom and Nathan Frazier came very close to winning their tag team titles that night. 6-woman tag demonstrated the quality they're trying to build out of the most green of that match. Let's call it what it is, Easy Dame. But Jesse Dane, Kiana James, Izzy Dame, great trio to go up against Kalani Jordan, Thea Hale, and Fallon Henry, thus keeping that Thea Hale, Jesse Dane story going as Thea Hale got the win, submitting Izzy Dame, as I expected, because Izzy Dame was, again, the freshest face on the scene, if that makes sense. I know AEW has the meat division, but what the fuck is Obafemi?
Obafemi is a different type of meat. He's a different type of breed. I'm just saying.
Different type of meat.
What else do you want me to call it?
Well, that was a fucking phenomenal North American Championship match. I will say that. Wow. And Dijak, so damn close. And just like he and Josh Briggs share back on the Indies, going all the way back to 2017, it reflected here in how well they worked together and how far they're willing to cost each other. Dijak this damn close for Josh Briggs to pull the rep out the damn ring, and Obafemi able to capitalize and get the ultimate win. This newest guy on the scene, even though JJ compared to Moose, I think that's an insult to the wrestling god and the TNA World Champion, but what do I know? And overall, that was just an insane triple threat. Now, I'll be honest. The Dom of NXT, you know me. I am Italian. I actually have family in Italy. I don't know if I'm part of the mafia, nor do I know if I do this. I could whack somebody in the family. But I will give the Don credit. He fought his own honorably, took Ilya Dragunov as far as he could, but long live the Tsar that still rules NXT. But I will say the Don has my respect, especially being a homegrown NXT talent, no previous wrestling experience. Roxanne Perez, though, the prodigy once again rises to promise, fulfilled her own self-promise, and broke Lyra Valkyra quite literally. Took a hell of a lot to break the former NXT Women's Champion, but she got it done. And again, arguably it was my favorite match of the night. And then I'm sure you all did your own Booker T impression while she was there live as we whooped that trick with Trick Williams and Camelo Cage, Trick Mello gave, which felt very emotional and personal, but I felt like there was still more yet that could have been seen by them. And I kind of wish the match went a little further, but I think it was the right decision for Trick to get the win. Now, King, you and I and SC, we grew up on the black and gold, you know, RNXT. But Triple H said best, you either adapt or you perish. That is evolution. And what was to be a dark omen for the future, now graced in white and gold, Shawn Michaels has brought it to a different light with Ava Raine as the general manager, and honestly, a stronger structure in the developmental scene. I would say the Stand Deliver far exceeded last year's, and honestly, these NXT PLEs continue to impress me. Now, why SC continues to do her own thing. King, what's your thoughts on NXT Stand Deliver?
I will agree with you. Like, this white and gold version of NXT, even though I just, I keep up with as much as I can. This Stand and Deliver, it brought me back to the old takeovers, the vibe of it, especially with Trick and Mello. It brought me back to the old black and gold takeovers when every single, what the vibe was, every single, bangers after banger after banger type of vibe. Trick and Mello did not disappoint, and like you said, I wish the match would have went a little longer because there was still so much story to tell with them two. But Trick deserved the win here, as Melo is due for a future call up here pretty soon. So it was, the good decision to have Trick win here.
SC, you were there, of course, representing your evolved brand, NXT. How was Stand Delivered for you live?
They totally delivered it. The crowd has like a really loud reaction to it. A lot of energy that I've never seen, especially the main event match where everybody was chanting "Whoop that Trick song."
What?
That is the loudest I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The very
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Whoop that Trick.
What?
And especially the surprise of Julia. Which
I wanted to let her talk about that because she was
Yep.
there live. When you saw it on the screen, SC, reaction.
I was screaming, "Holy shit, it's Julia!" Of course, I sent out on the group chat with my reaction, even though
I had to explain it.
Lex
explain it during the watch log who that was. The nerve.
Yeah. It's Julia from Stardom in New Japan. Oh my god! Even though like Dash and Lex, like you scream like someone killed you or something. Like that's how excited am I. I almost lost my damn voice for it.
That's right. I think my voice went another octave. For those that don't know, Julia is a former World of Stardom champion, former Artist of Stardom Trios champion, former 5-star Grand Prix winner. She's been part of the Stardom, the international all-women's Japanese professional wrestling brand that's been leading the industry now, women's professional wrestling for the last 11 plus years. Since the pandemic, actually, she's lost her hair, she's lost friends, she reunited with Sisters for Life. She led the faction Donna Del Mundo, women who play across the world. And now she's playing across the world alongside Rosa Ogawa in his new promotion, and apparently alongside Lord William Regal, because it sounds like she is literally on her way, if not already in WWE.
And William Regal played a factor in bringing Julia to WWE.
Doesn't surprise me one bit. I'm very curious to see what Rosa Ogawa's promotion will do with cross interpromotional showcase and branding with international Japanese talents across WWE and NXT, considering what happened with most of them at WrestleMania. I'm just saying. But yeah, again, I've been following this brand's evolution, development. JJ's been trying to encourage me. SC has been trying to encourage me. You've been trying to encourage both me and King. This was probably the strongest the White and Gold has delivered, period.
Agreed.
Thanks.
Well, that being said, let's go ahead and go to the granddaddy of them all. You ready, folks? Let's go ahead and break it to WrestleMania 40. As we kick things off, Triple H, Paul Triple H to the back, and even from the freaking opening thing that changed, but brighter, bolder, more cleaner.
More like the Avengers.
Yeah, right? Instead of stars and the cosmic cosmos. We are officially in a new era. The Paul Triple H Levesque era. The professional wrestling led and dictated as such and defined era. To hear those two words represented in WWE versus something in me changed that night and grew 3 times its size. As of course, Triple H welcomed us in a new era and welcomed us into WrestleMania. So, folks, let's talk about it. As we kick things off, it was the WWE Women's World Championship match as Mommy took on the man who was apparently suffering from strep throat the whole week. Damn. And of course, Mommy got performed by Motionless in White on the way to the ring and retained successfully her Women's World Championship. We continue to go from there as we had 6-team warfare, a human car wreck to say the least, as we have finally separated the WWE.
Thank fucking God.
Preach it, sister. Separated the WWE Tag Team Championships with, damn it, A-Town Down Under and the Awesome Troop. I knew the Awesome Troop was going to get it, but our Troop, you still break my brain. I'm just saying. Of course, we also had Rey Mysterio and not Dragon Lee, Andrade, taking on Dirty Dominic Mysterio alongside Santos Escobar, battle Lucha Libre Supremacy with the help of Philadelphia Eagle football players.
Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey.
A.K.A. Travis Kelsey's brother. A.K.A. Taylor Swift's brother, soon-to-be brother-in-law.
Oh, God. It was a Swift reference. Fuck my life.
You gotta know Taylor Swift is Travis Kelce.
Fuck me.
Oh my god.
Anyway, damn it to hell. Turn us off. Damn it, turn us off.
You see what you did, SC? You see what you have done?
Flip that.
Anyway, Little
Continue.
Wayne some song I don't remember ever hearing. It was Yeet vs. No Yeet as the Brothers faced
What
the
would
first
you make me
ever.
do?
It was a Millie he performed. Thank you very much.
Yes,
A Millie.
a Millie.
Anyways, continue.
Which I'm gonna say this real quick. Remember, Little Wayne said that he's gonna be performing a new single, right?
And he didn't.
He did not. Like, what the fuck? WWE.
Bait and switch from Lil Wayne.
I don't know.
But thank God for Meek Mill.
I guess his music's better than Def Rebel. So anyway, Yeet vs. No Yeet. Yeet prevailed in the end after an exploit of emotions backfired on Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso got the win. What my friend JJ called Black Excellence. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. They beat Damage Control, pinning Dakota Kai. On behalf of the AEW fans that not introduced at the beginning, by the way, shout out to everybody, including that limited to our Inquirer, Eric Brown, our Enforcer, Lex. Of course, we have the indie darling SC here. We have the King Anthony. I am the Simpleman, of course, Noel Foster. We, of course, have Jose. We, of course, have Josh. We, of course, have our queen across the pond, Megan T. Mary J. Continues to prove that Jade is worth more than gold. Take care, my friend. Hope to see you one day soon and chat with you again. Cheers, as always. And the entire AEW fam, I will say this. All right.
There it is.
All right. Let me tell you something. Dakota Kai was robbed. It was straight up bullshit that she took the pin. Why couldn't
Kenji.
Why couldn't Asuka and Kairi Sane take the pin when those tag titles are more irrelevant than ever before? Instead, the captain of King Kick had to eat the fall. She got shaded by Jade Cargill, and that was wrong. You need to take Dakota Kai better. Dakota Kai is the only reason Damage Control actually has gold in the first place and is relevant. And if she wasn't injured, she would be coming in or leaving as a WWE Women's Champion. I rest my case.
Do Kenji next, Noah.
What?
Do Kenji next.
What? Kenji?
Do Kenji, yeah.
Kenji. What's Kenji?
Robert, aka Kenji Sapphire. He's also a Dakota Kai fan.
Oh, I don't know what he sounds like because
he always do trolls just to.
I don't know. How you losing?
He's like, what? Even though Dakota Kai got the pinfall, but she's such a lucky woman for getting that pin from Jade Cargill.
Well, she got the pin, eh? She got on her first WrestleMania, so there's that. I guess that's what he sounds like. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Okay, well, anyway, I will say this. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, you need to realize what people strive and dream for to be on this grandest stage. That was Dakota Kai's first ever WrestleMania and her first PLE in action coming back from injury. Okay,
I mean, Dakota Kai did wrestle last year at Mania against Lita, Becky, and Trish.
Oh, shit, I totally forgot.
This was her second. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is not her first, though. It's all good. You're good.
Again, I'm tired, and also we kind of forget about that WrestleMania because of reasons. Also, bots. Anyway, but yeah, again, Casey always support Dakota Kai. She will one day be a champion in WWE. I promise you, my friend. And take care, always preacher, man. Haven't heard from you yet, but I'm still waiting for your Sermon on the Mount post WrestleMania, and I know you have a lot to say. So never be afraid to share what is on your heart and mind with the HW crew. We ATW for life. Anyway, the Kabuki Warriors, they lost. Damage Control, Asuka and Kairi Sane, Dakota Kai lost you. Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair after Bianca Belair cracked that whip. Naomi with the bubble bomb, and Dakota Kai just got jaded. And the team that JJ has called Black Excellence in their trios debut might be a force to be reckoned with in WWE going forward, being perfectly honest. Oh, continues to be winless at WrestleMania. In what was truly a rock story, Sami Zayn overcame the seemingly impossible and dethroned Darling General Junta in a bout that absolutely was more so self-personal, to the point that Sami Zayn's will would not let him die. And he went back to El Generico with a top rope brainbuster. Are you fucking kidding me? Sami Zayn is now a four-time Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations to everyone's favorite, lovable, ragdoll selling Muppet who finally made his wife and son proud in his own mind and eyes and did not see them cry in sadness. And of course, in the main event, in the biggest WrestleMania tag team match of all time, it was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins, the WWE Heavyweight Champion, taking on the final boss, the People's Champion, The Rock, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, where the winner of this match dictated the main event of night 2, Cody versus Roman, whether it be bloodline free or bloodline rules. And the first match
shit.
For The
We
Rock.
got news. Sorry, Noah.
Oh, please. What you got?
Ariel Helwani just posted a tweet. He said, not very nice. Some lawyer out of Jacksonville got my account locked momentarily and DMCA'd the video I posted, which contains CCTV and interview footage of my show. Just felt like the CCTV needed some narration, you know. Anyway, here's Punk, seemingly very accurate.
I thought I was doing a responsible thing, you know. Jack came back from his match. I was the next match.
Video he posted.
I got people with me. I'm not going to say who they are, you know, because I got a lot of friends who work there, and I wish them all well, and I don't want them.
I don't want to do this because I don't want the video to be taken down because, you know, AEW is all gun ho right now with copyright strike.
Yeah, copyright strike. Yeah, that's fair. Also, on behalf of the AEW family, this is a simple man public service announcement. Protect your mentality. Stay off of Twix. Leave the X alone. Thank you. Anyway, it was the biggest tag team match of all time. The Rock's first match in over a decade. These two teams coexisting together for the first time ever, where it was unique allies taking on family. And as we saw, Mama Rose was sitting at ringside. At the end of the day, it was as I expected, all fucked up in every way because of the final boss. He abused his power. Go figure. What an entrance. And with the help of a weight belt slapped to the back, damn, and a setup by Roman Reigns, The Rock pinned Cody Rhodes with a people's elbow, as it looked like the story was never going to be finished, and WrestleMania Saturday came to a close to be concluded. Now, before we get into the next day, guys, it was WrestleMania 40 Saturday. It was the first WrestleMania of a new era, and you could just tell by the environment, the presentation, the feel, the outlook, the wrestling. It was a whole different picture versus what we saw and felt last year. Now, let's see. You are a wise woman. You were not there in Lincoln Financial Field, but you were there still engaging in the festivities. What's your overall simple summary of WrestleMania Saturday? Take it away.
It was a pretty solid 9-1. I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoyed it. I know people are like bitching and complaining about like, oh, this is like a weak WrestleMania. People, there's no reaction. It's because it's fucking cold outside. Come on now. And I know people in the Midwest are like, you know, saying people need to like stop complaining about how cold it is. We deal with the cold out. It's like a whole divide all over again, though. I'm gonna one. Even though the match that was like, whatever, it's the match, so it is what it is. But no, I enjoyed it. Main event was pretty solid, but Sammy versus Gunther match was match of the night, hands down. And I'm so happy for, like, R-Truth had giving his Mania moment, winning the tag titles with the Miz. That's very emotional. And also, like, the Bloodline won. Makes the Bloodline fan happy, for night one. Kind of like in a divide, because, like, honestly, I want to see the Bloodline rules match for Cody to push into the whole limit. So, yeah. See, Anthony can be happy for night one, and then night two will be a completely different story.
Oh, yes, it will be.
So pretty much it's like for both nights, you have one side is happy, the other side is happy, so everyone wins. Simple as that.
Little man approved.
Mm-hmm.
King, take it away. Your outlook on WrestleMania 40 Night 1, the first half of the first WrestleMania, the genesis as the kickoff of the Paul Triple H Levesque era, the new era of WWE, the era of the rebirth of professional wrestling in WWE.
Night one was decent. Like SC said, Gunther and Sami Zayn was the match of the night. Like, let's be honest. Like,
I'm not gonna argue that.
That was pure grab. That was pure wrestling, pure grabs at its finest. And I did not expect Sami Zayn to revert back and use a top rope brain buster. But of course, it's WrestleMania. You got to pull out all the stops to do what you do. It's the showcase of the Immortals. It's the granddaddy of them all. You got to do what you got to do in front of nation, like global, worldwide. Of course, acknowledge them as night one. I predicted this in my head, and I was right. Bloodline rules. Never doubt against The Rock. Yes, he hadn't had a match in a decade since WrestleMania 29 against Cena, but never doubt the final boss. Never doubt him.
Final boss engaged. Game completion, 99%. Good grief. Cody Rhodes didn't have the cheat code, and the final boss had every stuff possible. Yeah, again, what the women's opening match was. Now, first off, ladies and gentlemen, I'm from the Midwest, you friggin' pussies. So next time, get the weather.
Dang!
You pay for what you got. Deal with it. Shoot. Next time, why don't you look up the damn weather report and get the right clothing for your WWE Supercard?
Man, I got my right clothes. I don't want you to prepare to come to the East Coast.
Anyway.
Okay. Know what the meteorologist weather report.
Hey, look, first off, I don't give a fuck. I'm not part of the internet. Secondly, I'm proud where I live. Anyway, and I'm comfortable where I live too. I brace for the madness. Now, when it's 80 degrees, fuck everything. I ain't doing jack dilly shit. That being said, again, Rhea Ripley, she's the leader of this generation to lead women's professional wrestling in WWE going forward. There's no doubt about that in my mind. And apparently, she almost had a panic attack prior to even going out there. So you honestly wanted this match to happen. I think people take for granted the pressure that goes into anybody that steps up that curtain, sees that in front of them, and still have to perform at the highest degree, no matter their health or the weather circumstances. And Becky Lynch wasn't coming in at 100%. She gave Rhea what she wanted. She gave her not the mom. She gave her not the last kicker. She gave her not steampunk. She gave her not straight fire. She gave her the man, the strongest that she can. And for what it was, I thought the opener set a very decent pace. And then, again, there's no arguing what the hell Gunther has done to restore the sacred honor of calling yourself a workhorse champion for 666 days. Well, odd number. And again, restoring value to this title, unlike what I've seen since 2006 from The Miz, greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. Congratulations to Sami Zayn. They literally created a Rocky story, and Rocky actually won. So I have to respect that. But again, Gunther redefined this title. And I only hope that it continues to be defined as what it's supposed to be going forward. This was phenomenal professional wrestling clinic and a test of will and survival and endurance, being perfectly honest. And then again, the main event, the second longest WrestleMania main event of all time, Jesus Christ, with every possible avenue, turn, obstacle you could put into a match connected to the bloodline, and then some. From all four men being a car wreck to Cody Rhodes rock bottoming the Rock through a damn table on the outside to Roman Reigns friggin' crashing Seth Rollins through the barricade to the double pedigree spot where I thought that Cody and Seth nearly won. This match was everything I thought it was going to be and then some. So it was insane considering what you know, the fact that all four of these men were going to be involved in Night 2 regardless. First time ever, by the way, WrestleMania history, you have double work, double time, double main event players, both in the same scenes each night. Phenomenal history across the board. Overall, this was arguably the greatest night one I can remember in WrestleMania history on a two-night standard because of the variety and the story put in. The only thing I would have took out, and I don't give a fuck about football, why the fuck are non-Latino Philadelphia 49ers part of the Latino World Order?
They're not 49er fans, by the way.
Right.
Right.
They're Philadelphia Eagle fans.
Fuck football. You're both stupid Super Bowl champions, so why the fuck you care?
My one takeaway was the Jimmy and Jay. Yeah.
Underwhelming?
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
It was just basically a bunch of super kicks and a few wrestling moves, and that was pretty much it. Was like 15 super kicks.
Would you call that a real super kick party?
No.
Damn it. Fair enough. And then the six-way ladder match. I mean, Jesus Christ. Talk about every possible spot you could use a ladder and a table with. And JD McDonough even was a freaking accessory to near-death experience, as we saw. I mean, what body was not broken at this point? I mean, the first big bump was Grayson Waller for the ladder bridge, and rightfully so. Then the one final beat over the top row of the apron. You know how I feel about that friggin' idiot. Through the table. JD McDonough fall from grace through two tables. Consequences create. Oh, I'm sorry. Xavier Woods, of course, with the you know what I mean.
Oh, I knew.
That was brilliant. I knew he did that on purpose. JD even called it out. Of course, did the elbow drop from the top rope across the ring, across the suspended ladder bridge. Honestly put, all 6 teams got their shit in. I'm just going to call it as I see it. The women's match brought to you by Wingstop.
The whole sponsorship thing.
Yeah,
like the Aquas Frescas with the Latinos, and then the dude wipes. I don't even know what a dude wipe is.
The wipe for men just to wipe off, the odor.
Okay, and then the Wingstop for the like really Wingstop with Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. Seriously.
Yeah, I got nothing. And maybe that brought to you by American Home Warranty. I got all sponsors in. You know what I loved about the freaking Rey Mysterio match brought to you by that sponsor? Michael Cole didn't even acknowledge it. I bet that was just a Spanish commentary sponsorship that was acknowledged.
Minute Maid Aquas Frescas.
Which is pretty good. The Agua Fresca one.
And of course, WrestleMania was also brought to you in part by Prime with the Prime Hydration Station, both nights at ringside.
That's my drink right there, Prime. That's my drink.
Oh, good Lord, this whole freaking thing. All right, let's go ahead and move into Sundays. Of course, we kick things into WrestleMania Sunday, welcoming back Stephanie McMahon.
I did not see that coming at all. And apparently, through PW Insider, it was kept quiet from everyone.
SC thoughts before I get into it?
It was quite a surprise. And she came out to a new theme song, a rock version, which honestly, that's way better than her old theme.
I agree. I never cared for the first one. That always made me
clean down.
Yeah. Thank God I never had to sing that on karaoke. Anyway, of course, the match night here was only 6 matches long. Kicked things off with the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, yeah. CM Punk was on commentary. And I learned what a mumba is, the mumba string thing with Seth freaking Rollins. That was the most damnedest entrance I've ever seen.
I thought we was in Philly, not New Orleans.
Yeah, different culture. Of course, Drew McIntyre came out to the Hot Rods theme at first, played on that bad pies. That popped me. I'm not gonna lie, that popped me.
It did.
Again, when you give the answers, I change the questions. Drew McIntyre has kind of been that, only on social media. Go figure. And honestly, he and Seth, their third encounter, dropped the other two. This was an absolute banger right out of the bell. That Claymore tried to beat him quicker than freaking Rock beat Eric Rowan at 32. If y'all remember that, less than 6 seconds.
I was there live for that one.
Sorry. Again, though, that was quite an experience. Again, took 4 Claymores, took everything possible, including the announce table. Curve Stomp survived. Incredible test of resilience as Seth Rollins really held up to this championship. He made it defined as the Workhorse Championship. It's the Hollywood Championship. And again, the inaugural champion defined at 9 champions last year in May. Incredible run. Even rehabbed his knee to be part of WrestleMania. And he and Drew McIntyre, they definitely fought like gladiators down to the very end. And Drew McIntyre got his WrestleMania moment for the first time in front of people as he demonstrated that to his wife. And then try to make it personal again with CM Punk. Now, there's a lot of things I could say here. Pride before the fall, your own hubris, being your own worst enemy. You reap what you sow. Karma is a bitch. But CM Punk, I think, said it best. Don't be throwing rocks against a man with a machine gun. Well, that was a hell of a machine gun because Senor Money in the Bank finally had his damn moment. After that, Damian Priest sub him and chokeslam. Damian Priest is finally WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and the Judgment Day owns the gold on Monday Night Raw. That was a moment in itself, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I see.
Yeah, it was a very much, and I'm happy he did cash in.
Second time ever in WrestleMania history that we've had a WrestleMania cash in and successful, culminating in a champion.
Oh, yeah.
And then Snoop Dogg was on Gin and Juice as he was on commentary for the 6-man Philadelphia street fight with Bubba Ray Dudley. As we went to Dudleyville and the All My Street Profits and BFAB. I didn't know she had that in her. I'm actually impressed. And Bobby Lashley beat the Final Testament in Philly Street Fight with all the callbacks, Team 3D, and Montez Ford flying higher than Snoop Dogg can get on weed. So there you go. Why are you speechless?
I'm not even gonna say a word. Nope.
No comment?
No comment. I just can't believe you said that. That's all.
Anyway, we go then to the megastar LA Knight.
Yeah.
With the Sun Gym car. Presenting it to the winner as he took on the phenomenal AJ Styles for the first time ever. And back and forth game bout. AJ bringing an aggressive style, pun intended. But LA Knight got the BFT and got the 1-2-3 and his first WrestleMania moment on his WrestleMania debut.
And the new theme sucks.
Well, again, it's Def Rebel. You get what you get.
Agree.
Accurate. Okay, we're all in agreement there. Now, I will say this. I finally had Prime for the first time. I had the Tropical Punch and the Strawberry Banana.
Okay.
They're both all right.
Try the Man of Mood next time.
Yep.
I'll see if I can find them at my local Walmart. I think they have the Ice Pop one there too, but I wasn't. What?
Ice Pop and Man of Mood.
Ice Pop, Metamoon, Lemon Lime. Let me see if I can think of it. Blue Raspberry, Orange, Grape. There's many flavors. There's Lemonade. There's Glowberry. I've had them all.
I bet you have. Duly noted. All right. Well, as we saw, the WWE United States Championship was on the line in triple threat as Logan Paul, the Maverick, coming in on a truck bigger than could fit at the ringside stage area. Idiot. Defended his United States Championship with a prime mascot against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And this is a very fun, dynamic triple threat match. You saw a couple of interesting double spots. I mean, the double slingshot layup on Logan Paul before the hesitation while Randy Orton's power slammed him. You had a senton Cobra combination. Logan Paul, incredible athleticism with the splash into the follow-up move Logan Paul, you are an obnoxious fucking viral disease, but you are fucking incredible inside that wrestling ring. I cannot deny the athletics.
And let's not forget about ISO Speed.
Speed.
Never heard of him because I'm Gen Z. I'm a millennial.
Yeah, about to say, I don't know who the fuck that was. Anyway, I love the cohesion that almost turned into an impromptu handicap match with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens attacking Logan Paul, wondering who could elevate him further into a backdrop suplex on the Spanish announce table without breaking it. And then at one point, Logan Paul got the one lucky shot in. Randy Orton, muscle memory, kicked out and then was going to punt him. I almost wish he fucking connected. But the mascot, to your point, saved him and then got Sparta kicked into oblivion and RKO'd.
Good. And I'm glad he did. I jumped out of my seat for that when I was like, more, because I can't stand him. He's obnoxious just like Logan Paul is.
Well, you know, viral diseases coexist. In the end, though, as Kevin Owens was coming very close towards winning, Logan Paul found his moment. He isolated the Viper Gum out. By the way, that pop-up RKO out of the pop-up powerbomb was fucking ridiculous. Randy has not lost a single damn step.
Nope, not at all.
But he did lose out on winning the title as Kevin Owens was pinned after the highest of splashes, the split leg frog splash by the Maverick, allowed Logan Paul, damn it, to retain the WWE United States Championship, but still obnoxious viral disease, respectable athletic performance in that ring. You cannot deny what the three men brought in this triple threat match. It truly was a triple threat, very dynamic. All three men had a point where you thought they could win this, but Logan Paul is still a capitalism champion. Damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Making the United States title irrelevant now.
It's the Prime Championship at this point. All it's missing is a Prime logo.
Listen, don't give Logan Paul ideas.
I mean, he's already showered with it, slept with it, had... Never mind. Anyway, moving on. Our semi-main... About time to put some respect on it. Wait a minute. This fucking StreamYard bullshit. Let me fix this because that's better. Billy finally had her WrestleMania moment in a singles contest for the first time ever, culminating in singles gold as she now is a 4-time or 5-time, I lost count, WWE Women's Champion after defeating the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky, and being the role model and, again, San Francisco 49ers fan and also apparently an homage to a park she used to play out alongside the Bay Area, as I learned. That was some interesting knowledge I was unaware of. But then again, I should have known this Egyptian influence since the first time she came out as Cleopatra back at freaking Survivor Series 2019. I guess it was always there. I just never put the 2 and 2 together. Go figure. But anyway, Bayley beat Io Sky with the Rose Plant, not Rosebud, apparently. I don't know what it was ever called, Rose Plant versus Rosebud. And again, It was a very great moment, well-deserved. Bayley to me has always felt like the most underappreciated, but Bayley also made a point that Io Sky is underappreciated for what she brings to that ring. And again, former daughter of Stardom, held every title possible, as I said during our play-by-play with JJ. And when I look at this match versus Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, I think I like this one better because I have more of a personal tension to it. And I felt each one of them brought more of each other out of it.
Agreed.
Just a thought, you know. And of course, Bayley, I've always been a fan of Bayley my whole life. So I'm very happy to see her. I've got that. Congratulations to the role model as she finished her story and also Royal Rumble win this year, culminating in gold, which brought us to, after Snoop Dogg with some cheerleaders and an Eagle mascot. No, I don't give a fuck about football. Get us to our main event, Bloodline Rules. Cody Rhodes coming out ready for war, literally taking his last stand alongside Brandy Rhodes, who got cheered. Came out to...
But just great to see Brandy Rhodes. First time in
Eden Styles. Oh, sorry.
I'm about to say, let's address it as it is, folks. Cody Rhodes' wife. Respect, honesty. But then the ultimate entrance, the ultimate level, the ultimate finale of the final boss and his greatness, the tribal chief final boss acknowledged. You're undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Samantha Urban. You are GOAT right now, by the way, in the industry. Roman Reigns and this Bloodline Rules story was underway. Now, you know me. I'm the guy that tells the story, tells you all the moments, tells you all the time. But again, we all witnessed and took part in this story being finished. I called it. And again, from undesirable. Yes. What's that?
What's
My
that?
screen, my new
Oh.
screen
Okay,
that took the Raw
that's
of the Rock's entrance. And look,
yeah.
ta-da, my home screen.
Hey, that's how you capture a moment, Cindy.
Whoop that trick.
What?
I like it.
Oh yeah, man.
Trick Williams.
That's trick. We're gonna freaking do our impromptu whip that trick here in a moment. And we're gonna get copyright strike. Anyway, guys, we finally fucking finished the story. From undesirable to undeniable to finally fucking undisputed. Every ghost possible in long-term storytelling. Every act played out in the saga. From Solo Sikoa, who obliterated John Cena, getting his comeuppance, to The Rock, getting the better John Cena this time, after WrestleMania 29, to The Shield, coming out back, a ghost of Roman's past, to Plan B, finally getting avenged when Seth stabbed Roman in the back. But that was the undoing of the tribal chief. For our trios of Crossroads Raider, ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes has finally fucking finished his story.
Amen to that.
And that was WrestleMania Sunday, and we usher in the genesis of WrestleMania 40's beginning and ending, giving us now the beginning of the Paul Triple Levesque era in full.
And we're going to get a possible feud between Cody
yeah.
There's one more that you left out. And
Wow,
I'm glad someone brought this up to me. Taker with The Rock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm glad someone brought this up to me during WrestleMania Sunday. Do you remember WrestleMania 14 with Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold and what happened backstage of Taker saying to Shawn backstage, if you don't put Stone Cold over, I was going to, take my fist up and whoop you? That was kind of like what Rock here, because you didn't want to put Cody over. So I'm going to have Take come in and choke slam you in the middle of that ring.
And remember on night one of main event when before The Rock did the people's elbow to finish?
Yeah,
he did like this.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, again, he says not business, it's personal. Well, Mark Calloway, Undertaker, take that personal. That was the damnedest storybook finale to overcoming the bloodline I've ever seen in my life, and I fucking loved it. So that being
said, that was Avengers Endgame. That's what people calling it, the Avengers Endgame.
JJ literally said, JJ suggested it. JJ suggested before we even started WrestleMania. The Avengers had to assemble in the Ultimate Infinity War's final clash to overcome the bloodline that is Thanos and freaking Roman Reigns and the final boss, The Rock. And they did just fucking that. All credit goes to Renegade JJ Williams and Castle 18 Studios. That being said, guys, we fucking did it. We survived WrestleMania week, and we saw Kurt Rudd's finish his story. So, it's SC again. You were there, part of the festivities, not the stadium. You're smart, but you could feel the energy. You could feel that overall exuberance of excitement, relief, joy. Samantha Urban's call practically broken in the conclusion. God bless that spirit. SC, take it away. WrestleMania Sunday and the finish of the story.
Way better than I won, though. It actually brings a whole lot of reliever for everyone to cultivate. And it brings like a joy that now we're in a new era. The story has completed and it's about to begin. It's about to get real too.
Damn real.
And hopefully Roman Reigns fans better understand what us Cody fans been through a lot for a whole year, especially last year. You mean the IWC is still toxicity as always?
Yeah, some people never grow up.
That ain't never going to change.
As long as you never grow up or never get hit on a date, that's never going to happen. Anyway. Anything else to add to that, SC?
No, I'm good.
Well, now, King, I saw your reaction after I gave my own little audible cue after calling it with JJ and Jeff Dimmer's media. Before I say anything else, we move into our conclusion. That was the Raw after Mania. The floor is yours, King. Talk about WrestleMania 49 2 and the finish to the story. Your summary.
Okay. 2 months ago, this was not the original plan. It was Rock and Roman as the original plan. I was mostly Bloodline side throughout this whole build. But deep down, I am proud of Cody deep down. But this was like another WrestleMania 30-esque moment to say, because one, the Cody fan base got their way and basically changed everything. Which now that I look at it, it was for the better, because Rock and Roman, yes, Rock has done his part in the whole Mania build. Honestly, that's what brought me back. This whole WrestleMania build was because of Rock.
You made wrestling cool again.
Exactly. He's even said it multiple times. He's made wrestling cool. Pro wrestling is cool again. That's what brought me back to this whole like WrestleMania build-up. Going into this, I was like, okay, Bloodline rules. No problem. Gonna watch it. Gonna have a good night. It's gonna be basically acknowledge your tribal chief. And then here comes the first domino of the Avengers Endgame. Here comes Solo. I was on the first side, I was like, here comes Solo. And I was like, yes, Solo gonna do what he did last year. He gonna do it.
They did the same damn spot.
And he did it. And then Cody kicked out, and I was like, dang it. Cody's got the resiliency of a champion. Dang it, that didn't work. But then I was like, here comes Cena. I was like, oh no, here we go. Here we go. Here it comes. I was like, oh no. I was like, here we go. And then Cena hit the F and the AA. And then I was like, okay. Then here comes The Rock. I was like, okay, here we go. Final boss. Final boss. Here we go. He's going to take care of stuff.
Not forgotten.
And I was like, oh yeah. WrestleMania 29. He's going to get his comeuppance. And he did with the Rock bottle. Like, yes. We're going to finish the story. We're going to finish the Bloodline story. We're going to move on. But then I heard the gong and I was like, what? What is he doing here?
I had no effing idea.
Then I said, Rock, turn around, turn around, turn around. And then he got chokeslammed. I was like, oh, dang. This story ain't going to finish. And then here comes Jimmy. And I was like, yes, Jimmy going to be here. And then he got yeeted by
quite
Jay.
literally off the stage, that high stage, but would you see how high that fucking thing was? Good God.
Yeah, it was. That was a pretty high stage. But and then here comes then I heard Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta, and I was like, wait a darn minute. I was like, Mox, did you get contacted? But then no, Seth Rollins just got speared. That's all that was.
And with a chair.
And what's interesting about that, even Seth said it in the build, I will be your shield. You just go finish the story. And he literally did.
He was going to go that far with that literation.
And he did just that. And then when Cody started to build, after he hit the first crossroads, like towards the climax, towards the end of the match, he hit the first crossroads. I was like, okay, Roman counter. Then he got him up. Then he hit him with the second one. And I was like, Roman, counter. And then he started charging up. I was like, yep. I know where this is about to go. The Crossroads Trinity. 1, 2, 3. I ain't gonna lie. My heart kind of dropped a little bit because of the fact that, well, I thought in my mind, WWE has always been about records broken, and how semi-close Roman was to dethrone Hogan's spot as the number 2 with the most reigns. Well, no, take that back. The third most, because Bruno's got 2 of them. He's got 2 of those top spots
Bruno
locked.
Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan were the only names above Roman Reigns at this point. 1,316 days is where
exactly.
Stop.
And I thought they was going to I thought they was going to at least extend it, Roman's reign, until SummerSlam, and have that record get broken. And then you could do Roman, Rock, or Cody, however you want to do it. That's where I thought it was going, because WWE's always been about, thus far, records to be broken. Like Gunther's Intercontinental Championship day reign, Big the Honky Tonk Man. I thought that was the route they was going to go. But at the end of the day, I'll admit, I'm proud of Cody. I'm proud of him. Like you said, from undesirable to undeniable to undisputed champion. He is now a champion, the one title that his father never held, only held for a few seconds, and they got stripped away from him. And now he is now a champion, and I'm proud of him. Oh, and the whole Samantha Irvin discourse, y'all gotta stop that. Samantha Irvin is one of the best that WWE's ever had since Finkel. Like, and Lillian Garcia. Let it go.
People always try and shun anything just to get attention. That's why I don't exist in the internet. But yeah, and again, you want to talk about long-term storytelling. I can't wait to watch the friggin' thing on YouTube. It's supposed to be up to date. Why wasn't it up to date? What the fuck, WWE? Where they talk about how this story, like this card itself, was like halfway figured out in October. I cannot wait to see how this all came together, because Triple H taking, as Paul Heyman says, the pen to paper. What Paul Levesque did with this WrestleMania, absolutely unfucking believable. Probably I don't know if I can argue if this is not the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Modern era, yes. Of all time,
yeah.
And I still have to say 17. 17 is still my favorite.
He was the GOAT, huh?
Yep, 17 is still my GOAT. But 40, as far as all time in the modern era, oh, no doubt. No doubt about it.
Well, now we're in a whole new era again, the Paul Triple H Levesque era. And again, we just saw the genesis of it birthed for WrestleMania. And then, of course, we went into, again, the post-match celebration, the embrace of Triple H and calling out Bruce Prichard, which I'm sure you talk about that in this podcast. But you saw that, again, everyone stand out there. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, John Cena. Everyone was out there to commemorate, embrace this moment. For, again, we were all part of this ride. We were all there with him in finishing his story. We saw it come to life. We helped guide it, encouraged it, supported it, and I fucking got to call it, and every single damn one of us got to react to it.
Yes, we did.
Isn't that not the immortal moments that define us for this passion known as professional wrestling? As if Michael Cole didn't say it. When Michael Cole said, "Damn it, I love pro wrestling," I was like, WWE, you got me back.
Yay!
You got me back. That being said, let's go ahead and talk.
WWE, yes. Now, what schedules consisted of?
So, first off, let's just keep in mind, I still don't have Fox. I also don't believe in pirating. Working in IT, you risk viruses. So SmackDown will still be highlights. I will say I will say what I witnessed the Raw after Mania in its crowd madness, its unpredictability, the wild insanity of the matches, and the promo for telling the future that was more dictated by the crowd than The Rock and Cody and Triple H, who honored Cody and his win. Rise up. I will be checking out Monday Night Raw more consistently. NXT, there's definitely more highlights that have engaged me. I still don't watch the show necessarily based on when I'm home and I'm just tired as F, and that's still my game night. But that being said, WWE, you definitely have me back more to the point in our watch-alongs. I'm still calling watch lunch for WWE PLEs. I'm actually looking more forward to them than ever. And I'm still debating right now if I'm going to go to SummerSlam again, as I've done now the last 2 years, it seems, or go back to Toronto for Money in the Bank and Heat Wave. It just comes down to timing and money and setup. What's up?
Sounds good.
We'll see. But that being said, WWE, thank you for once again for finally recognizing what you need to be for all its fans, professional wrestling. And thank you, Paul Trebek, for making that happen. Now, that being said, before we conclude, there was one more thing, of course. As one story unfolds, a new one is set to be told because the story of WWE is never finished. And you were there live, SC, to witness its headline, opening chapter, or the epilogue, I would say, to the last story. So we'll talk about your Raw after WrestleMania experience this time around.
Way better than last year's The Raw After Mania. They opened up a new chapter. We got new feud slides ahead. Cody and The Rock about to get started. And then now we're going to get into a feud with Drew and CM Punk, but also Drew and Damian Priest. But then, of course, Jimmy Uso, number one contendership. We got the draft coming up in 3 weeks, but we got 2 NXT stars got called up to the main roster, and they're both champions.
I just put that out there.
But they're going to win the title during spring break-in, which is
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But at least Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin on NXT, they did drop the title to Axiom and Nathan Frazier, and after it went off the air, Braun Breaker did deliver a speech.
Okay, so I guess that's why they saved the moment then. I still think they should get in the
Braun
moment.
Breaker is already on SmackDown full time.
Well, yeah, he signed that contract when, I'm just saying.
Yep.
But yeah, it sounds like you had an incredible time. Now, let me ask you this, because let's put it out there, y'all. WWE, we've always said they're never too big to fail. I think WWE can't get too big to be considered too big at this point. The sky's the limit for this company now with what Paul Trebek has re-inspired in the entire landscape, in the ecosystem, in the structure, in the creative freedom, in the respect for family values, in the outlook of professional wrestling. And it shows with the nonstop consecutive sellouts and the fact for WrestleMania week they use a different set structure to capacitate that arena with over 20,000 people on Raw. It almost makes me wonder, should they try and stick with the same set structure? Like, SC, what's your thoughts on the whole set structure? It was the
way better than the Titantron, not gonna lie, because I sat behind where the Titantron's supposed to be. Way better view, by the way.
Oh,
you're just looking right down.
Oh yeah, by the way, which they will keep that same set structure going forward to have more people come into arenas. PW Insider reported that this earlier today.
Well, guess what?
Hey, more cheap ticket from SeatGeek, which by the way, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase if you use the code Sienna Chanel. Thank you, SeatGeek.
What's up, great big account with different email. Anyway,
sponsored by SeatGeek, so I had to promote.
Yeah, I one email has the thing. I don't have all my emails set with that. Anyway, Raw is coming right here to my hometown. Looks like I'm going.
Yay.
So I'm looking forward to my first Raw experience in professional wrestling, Triple H-led WWE.
I might go to my second on on September 29th in Oklahoma City.
I go with this setup though, the low range.
Same.
I like it, by the way. Let's talk about a little bit about it. The aesthetics. Even Triple H is like, we're going old school with this, bringing out the TV on wheels to share that video for Cody Rhodes and that special video package they had of his entire journey, saga, growth, evolution. Returning home and culminating him winning that moment. By the way, that title actually looks pretty damn good on Cody Rhodes.
It does. I'm not going to lie. It actually does.
The gold's growing on me now. It actually is growing on me. But
yeah.
Before,
well,
you know, but then the whole exchange with him and the People's Championship versus the WWE Championship with The Rock, it was definitely a unique moment. And then that last little thing, don't you ever break my heart again. And Cody knew what that was, holding his hand close as The Rock passed it off. You got to consider, A, how long is that going to be in his pocket? B, what exactly was it? C, when can we expect the return of the final boss as we start New Game Plus?
I think May or June he'll be back because he's doing
June.
Hollywood stuff.
Right. I know
June,
that.
just to get ready for SummerSlam.
Again, am I going to go to SummerSlam or am I going to go to Money in the Bank /Heatwave? Stay tuned. One way or another, I'm doing at least one of those things before the year's out. That being said, King, what was your overall takeaway for the Raw to WrestleMania this year? The feel, the vibe, the presentation, and what happened?
Way better than last year's. Way better than last year's. Now that we know we're finally out of that 74, 77-year-old senile piece of crap out the way. But also, I was surprised to see Dragunov, even though Shinsuke, it was a cool little 5-7 minutes. But the aura of Shinsuke needs to be worked on, especially in this era, the Triple H era, which I know he'll take care of because Shinsuke needs a lot of restoring.
Well, yeah.
A lot of restoring. And then, of course, seeing Jade. I was not in my card to see Jade Cargill, but poor Chelsea Green. Poor Chelsea. You had to get squashed. I'm sorry. You got jaded. I'm sorry. But
Chelsea did her job. She, again, like she said on Chris Bentley's podcast, it's not about necessarily winning championships. It's about the moment you remember. I'm going to remember Chelsea Green getting jaded by Jade Cargill in a first round singles match and making Jade look as strong as possible. Jade in the brightest light under the biggest company's letters underneath Triple H. And again, Jade right now, that's a hell of a storm to ride through.
Yep, and of course, this draft coming up in 3 weeks. I'm looking forward to that now that Dragunov and Roxanne. Oh, and Roxanne. I was shocked to see Roxanne too. Very shocked to see her on the main roster. So, and of course, I've know all like, of course, Ilya, Roxanne, they're eligible, so anything can happen in this draft.
Anybody is eligible. Let's just put that out there, man. Even Braun Breaker, who, to SE's point, in NXT, God bless you. I'll talk more about that here in a moment. As you said, yep, Raw after Mania. I love the felt, the aesthetics. I love the low range set to bring more people forward. I mean, heck, you could literally be sitting above where they come in and just looking straight downwards at the entranceway to the ring. It feels even more encompassing of everybody. No one's really impeded. I like this idea a lot. Very curious to see what it looks like here in Toledo. I'll send you all pictures. That being said, talk about a wild first 45 minutes. That Philadelphia crowd held nothing back unfiltered against the final boss, and a very emotional, awkward, very subtle, tension-felt face-off, humble of sorts, and also reinforcement between Cody Rhodes and The Rock, where at the end of the day, Cody is the final boss's champion, board member, might I add, TKO board member, champion. So I'm very curious to see when this story truly starts. Because as Rock says, the Rock and Cody story is only beginning. And it's not about the title, it's about him. So the title feels nice. I'm not going to lie, that title actually did look pretty damn good on him. The Rock and Gold, it just works together, you know?
Sure
That initial endorsement, though, by Triple H and that video package on the old screen TV from their perspective, and we saw it as like, that was a really nice touch. That was very cool, very humbling, very full circle encompassing moment. And then, like you said, NXT champion currently versus previous NXT champion Shinsuke Nakamura, Ilya Dragunov's Raw debut. Torpedo Moscow, he got the win. We continued from there in what was a commercial-free Raw, might I add. Sami Zayn confronted by Imperium. Title outside Chad Gable. And, of course, Sami Zayn will now defend the Intercontinental Championship this coming Monday against Chad Gable in his hometown of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Let that not fall short on anybody. Judgment Day, of course, ushering in the new era. But it's the era of the Judgment Day as both Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Now with new entrance music, by the way. Apparently, he sings it. Of course, hold both the World Heavyweight Championships on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I found that interesting. And then our Drew, that was not a meme. That was an actual shot. He decided to put himself in the fray. Jesus Christ, this man hurts my brain. Impromptu, 6-man tag, 2 out of 3 handicap at first, as Austin Trouba taking on Judgment Day before the man you can't see was seen. And we had a 15-knuckle shuffle and 6 letters of A for the win by Awesome Truth and John Cena.
The boyhood dream comes true for our Truth.
What the hell? Oh, my brain. Rhea Ripley got a chair. Joey Styles to the face. Hello. Welcome by Liv Morgan. No love lost there.
Sonic rings. Bing!
I did not see that coming. That came out of nowhere, quite literally. That was full velocity right there.
But that production, though, I want to talk about that after that chair shot when Dominic came in and saved 3, and it just basically swayed onto the crowd. That was smooth. I like that.
I like these new little tricks they're doing to really seamlessly transition into, oh, we're still here, we're on live, and it feels more organic, actually. It feels less reality. It feels truly like a living, flesh-filled environment in and out. Again, these are new. I mean, you saw the new camera tricks used at WrestleMania 40, like 4K, dynamic cameras, champion, challenger, graphic, fight feel, UFC-esque presentation,
Uh-huh.
now holding the championship at ringside. It just felt a whole different way, a better way. Again, Triple H said of trying stuff, and what works will stick. What doesn't work, they will adapt and remove. And you can see that constantly, and especially all those different orbiting camera shots versus the cutaways, which I really enjoyed as well. That pan to Kevin Owens dropped dead from the KO shot, pun intended, by Logan Paul, by Randy Orton and RKO Logan Paul, and all 3 men are down. That was beautiful. Of course, the Raw to Mania, as you said, we saw all 3 general managers, Ava Raine, NXT, Nick Aldis, SmackDown, Adam Pearce, Raw, talking about we are going to do what's best for the growth and future WWE. Keep it civil. Yeah, right. Come on. This is where the first time it's for real going to feel like we might get a battle of brand warfare. And I'm all for it. It means the wrestlers are the ones that are trying to prove that we are the strongest ones in WWE. Because you got 3 of the greatest minds right now defined by wrestling officiating it. Just saying. But I'm just saying. Yeah, to your point, Roxanne Perez beat Indy Hartwell, much to the chagrin of Candice LeRae. And then, of course, we had, I believe, for a very low-filled number of matches for a show, by the way, it was that main event fail 4-way hopped up all night. Drew McIntyre spitting fire on the mic saying, my moment lasted 5 minutes, 45 seconds. That's longer than some of you last in bed, so shut it. Damn. He didn't leave nothing off that mic. And, of course, it was Bronson Reed, Ricochet. Ricochet, you're a crazy motherfucker. 450 splash off the top rope through the table. Wiped out Bronson Reed, was a non-factor. Came down to Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso. Wild 4-way. All 4 men look very strong here. But CM Punk cost McIntyre again. And Jey Uso got the win. And will be the first challenger for Damian Priest's WWE World Heavyweight Championship as Raw went off the air because they must have literally hit the time limit just underneath the mark.
And speaking of Drew McIntyre, from Fightful Select, Drew McIntyre has still not re-signed.
Well, again, after WrestleMania, you got to consider who's going to be part of the new era, who's going to be leading it. I even heard Logan Paul said subtly, sorry, Randy, new era. I like you, though. Again, might be a borrowed disease, but he actually does respect the business, and he actually does care about WWE. So it is what it is with that. Especially if you saw the way he reacted to Cody Rhodes' moment and how he endorsed Paul Heyman to go in the Hall of Fame. But also, as we move into one last step, as CEO was alluding to, NXT finally got new tag champions, and former NXT tag champions invading the scene. As the Final Testament apparently now are part of the white and gold. Incoming Razor, the Office of Pain with Paul Ellering, carrying cross accessory. As Braun Breaker did say he was there since day one, and he has truly ended WWE original, NXT original. And he basically hugged Baron Corbin, thanked him for working with him, and Braun Breaker will be off to do other things. As I'm sure we'll come back in Impromptu either during or before or after the draft, after we see how the landscape changes across all 3 brands. Because to your point, SC, to your point, King, everybody is up for grabs. Wrestler, champion, announcer, commentator, everybody across the board is up for grabs in Raw, SmackDown, NXT. And of course, Roxanne Perez, successful defender, NXT Women's Championship against Natalya, faced the help of Lola Vice. Still a lot of heat behind that one. Dana Patsy apparently has finally turned on Lyra Valkyrie. I think we all know what her agenda was from the get-go, unless she's still, not right in the head. Lyra's still not making clear to compete, but still waiting for her rematch, though. We also saw a couple of new faces on the NXT scene. Ivar confronting Obafemi. What the hell? Is NXT trying to build a meat division now?
Me.
It just seems like it. I'm just saying. And of course, again, as you alluded to, Kiana James, Izzy Dane got the better of Found Henry and Kalani Jordan, made them go bankrupt. And last but not least, as Spring Breaking is ahead, and I will be covering it, and TV is what it is still with NXT for me, but Spring Breaking has my attention, and I'm looking forward to calling it. As we know, Ilya Dragunov is giving Trick Williams one last chance. You beat me, you become champion. You don't beat me, you leave NXT. Trick's willing to put it all up for grabs, but not before Carmelo Hayes has his revenge. After failing to stand and deliver against Trick Williams and getting whooped, he's going to sell fans. What's the problem with him? Inside a steel cage. Next week on NXT.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, that concludes the entire WrestleMania week. So before we conclude, and anyone has any closing remarks regarding this week and what's ahead for the entire professional wrestling industry or the WWE, or maybe your first anticipated or most anticipated needs for the draft, I will say this, and it will be the last time because it's only going to be the third time I do it. Thank you, Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you. Before we conclude this impromptu, does anyone have any last closing remarks regarding this week or what's ahead of the professional wrestling industry or the WWE Draft? SC, I'll start with you because it's always a rare pleasure to do this with you.
All I can say is buckle up because we're in a whole new era, no matter what, for all wrestling.
Hey, I'm riding a shotgun, so I don't have a license. So all I can do is ride shotgun. But I'll be calling every damn thing, including this Friday, Windy City Riot, when John Moxley challenges Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. Can't get a closing remarks before we conclude this impromptu and finally get some sleep as we survived another week. Oh, God.
Oh, yes, we have.
Week on Professional Wrestling Madness 2.
A new era has begun. We're building a dynasty. We're about to go into a riot. Like you said, let's buckle up.
And all I gotta say is, family, I'm along with you the entire way for the ride and all things wrestling. But that being said, I think we will bid everybody a fine adieu for this edition of the HW View Impromptu. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, we'll be back here next time, some point in and out around the draft. And actually prior to that, where me and Elise the King will go impromptu on predictions for Dynasty. Please follow SC. You'll find a link, of course, to her social media in the description, just like last video. Cheers to you always, my friend. God bless you and your ventures in and out as both fan and business. Nothing but love and support to you. And look forward to your predictions on Dynasty as well. Stay tuned for the forum. Again, folks, follow me on the Twitter and social medias if you choose. Stay tuned for all the Prediction League updates. WWE, Ring of Honor, NXT, and of course AEW as it pick things up once again here with Dynasty, as King alluded to. And of course, the predicting is not living anytime soon. It's a double hitter. Let's not forget, folks. Next week it's also TNA Rebellion. As Nick Nimitz will challenge for the TNA World Championship. And Mustafa Ali defends against Jake Something, and Jordan Grace defends against Steph Delanda, who of course put pen and paper tomorrow night, or today as you all watch this, on TNA Impact. And of course, this weekend we have Battle of the Belts 10 and Collision. And of course, the next time WWE goes live will be in Les Demois, France, for WWE Backlash. Very curious to see what beauty will be behold and what beasts will be taken off the chain. Because also that'll be the first show after the WWE Draft. First PLV after the draft, so keep that in mind. And again, NXT has NXT Battleground. I think they finally changed the date for that, so we'll see how that goes. But again, I'll be covering Spring Breaking to see if Trick Williams has his last stand or if the Czar finally beats the throne. But again, shout out to the entire W family. Again, we are ATW. We look at all things wrestling, then, now, forever, too, together. Of course, check out the entire playlist for the show that we created together since 2020 when this family first came to be. Again, shout out to the entire family. Mary J, Jesus Brute, Jess More Than Gold, Preacher Man, Casey Flynn, Dakota Kai fan, Never Change Man. We love y'all, heart and soul, man. Of course, our inquirer, Eric Brown, the Agent of Chaos. Of course, our enforcer, Lex. Again, Josh. Again, everybody in the SC Mod Squad. You know who you are. Our friends, of course, across all the social medias. I could be here all night with the lexicon, but again, I am fucking tired and my voice is about to give out too. So I think with that being said, I'll always leave you with this because I think it's simple, wise wisdom, where I always wish to encourage and remind you that there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in once again to another fun, little, unscripted, unrestricted, and wildly engaging and impromptu discussion of all things wrestling as WrestleMania weekend has finally concluded. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If this video goes live on demand of this channel, hit the subscribe button. Please support SC at her social medias and her ventures. Please support my friend King, who always keeps up to date with the sneaker knowledge. And of course, he's all elite, but he also is a genuine friend, honorable in all things wrestling, bringing us all an impact. Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. I assure you our creative passion, our content, our outlook on this business, and our engagement invested in it is not laying up anytime soon. Honestly, it might be higher than ever considering what WWE is finally announcing themselves as professional wrestling too. But with that being said, I've talked long enough. My voice is almost gone. We got work ahead tomorrow. It's Thursday, though, when you watch this. You will know what that means. You have an honorable, impactful eve. And until next time, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. For we are ATW. Have a good night, folks. And congratulations, Cody Rhodes, on finishing your story, too. Until next time, my friends, take care.
Whoa!
That's good grief. Non-copyright. All right, non-copyright. The final boss will emerge once again with the American Nightmare. Be ready. Stay tuned for our opinions. All right, I'm hitting the button.